Hello, my love. I hope that this finds you well. I hope that you have had a moment to stretch. I hope that you have taken some very deep breaths already today. I'm thinking about you, as always. Good morning to you. I was thinking about that I don't know where I begin. Or perhaps it's better to say I do not know where I end. When I think about what my physical person was and the end of my body, my fingertips perhaps, it was hard for me to think about where I began and where I ended. We impose, well, as I mentioned earlier, we impose order on things. And we look at things and we categorize them. But knowing that it is just a categorization, that I have picked a paradigm through which to look at particles of matter, in this case my body, I have defined it by a group of particles that I can control. But that definition does not withstand scrutiny, because there is much of what we consider my body that I did not control. I did not control my hair. I did not control my nails. And then there's the question of the parts of me. My nails, when they grew long, and the ends of which were not living cells, is that a part of me or not a part of me? Even more, my body was composed of so many different things, so many particles, if you will, comprised the living form, the microbiome that covered it and was inside of it, the bacteria in my gut, the microscopic creatures crawling along my eyelashes. Where did my body begin and end? Did it include the creatures on my eyelashes? Does it include the microbiome? And then there's the question of if you were to lose an appendage, is your body less? It all depends on how you want to categorize things. Whether your body is what you control, whether you're viewing it as things that are connected in the sense that they do not break apart. It was something I struggled with then and I struggle with now. But it led to some deeper thinking on how separate was I actually from everything around me, which is a larger topic I will have to visit at another time, but I shall have to leave you now with my poor explanation of my confusion as to where I began and ended. It's sort of the corollary of the question of, if I touch my fingers together, are my fingers touching? If you break it down to a molecular level, or even an atomic level, or if I'm going in the right order, I presume atomics are smaller than molecules. Yes. What part is touching? What is the finger that is touching? Because at that granular level, you're talking about atoms, and are they touching, or are they actually not touching at all? Because I'm quite sure that the nucleus of each atom was not interacting with each other when I touched my fingers together. There were forces at play. And it's almost a question of, did the atoms actually touch? And I think that the answer to that is no. Now I'm quite sure that physics was not my bailiwick, and that there are those out there who did have the answer to these questions. It was not something I delved with deep enough, but it got me thinking. This is something you will have to explore on your own, because I clearly have more musings than guidance, but I will leave it at that and bid you adieu.